All right, so here's my next one, and this is just a yes or no question. Is
Okay.
Ian Miles Chong ever going to move to the United States?
No.
No way, no way. He would never fucking live here. This place is too rough for him.
I hate him so much.
Dude, you and me
he's
fucking
pretty hilarious.
both.
I pretend he doesn't exist.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't want to like look shame people, but his Twitter profile picture.
Did you see
Dude,
the
he looks
picture of
like
him
dog
earlier?
shit.
Did you
He
see the
looks-
picture of him earlier on OAN?
No.
Yes.
Oh, he looks like a Muppet.
He looks like a fucking.
Just
Look
look him up on Twitter. And
let's
see the
look
tweet.
up Ian Miles
Yeah.
Chong. Do you guys in chat know who he is?
We got the Ian heads out there.
We got any Ian heads in the chat right now? Ian Miles Chong. Oh my god. And he updated it to the OAN hairdo. Like, look at this fucking guy. What the fuck is going on with his hair? And why is his mouth like that? Why is his mouth like this?
He's
Who
another
knows?
one that I can't tell how old he is.
He's like early 30s, late 20s. But so like Ian Miles Cheong, if I remember correctly, so he got his start being pro SJW during Gamergate, and he was and he was an SJW, and then he had his awakening when people got mad there weren't black people in The Witcher 3. And he wrote this big article. He's like, The Witcher 3 is the greatest game ever made. It's a perfect piece of art. And it is unrealistic to have black people in fantasy Poland where there's griffins and elves. That is not okay. And, of course, it didn't fucking matter because they added black people in the first DLC. And they're like, sorry we didn't have any black people. It's just all the black people are from Zerrikania. And they don't get out of town very often. Here they are. They're visiting. Here's an enchanter. So, spoken like a true... Oh my god! Yo, okay, look at this. Ian Miles Chong just called a guy who was a fucking top-level CIA agent a communist.
Let's go.
I mean, it's Evan McMullen. Evan McMullen.
Exposed.
We should keep and publish a list of everyone who assists Trump's frivolous and dangerous attacks on the election. Name and shame forever. And Ian said, spoken like a true communist.
Oh my god.
So I'm gonna reply.
That's literally McCarthyism. That's the opposite.
He had a bunch of tweets like during his turn that people, not the pedophilia ones.
Yeah, he banned me for when I replied to him with that.
Wait, what?
A bunch of tweets that were like, I just found maggots in my toothpaste. Like, what the fuck?
Oh yes, dude! Yes,
Malaysia
hold on. We need to find that fucking tweet.
That is a Malaysia moment if I've ever seen one.
Epic.
He like described his life, and it just sounds miserable.
It is miserable, and it's amazing.
Dude, and he always complains about ants in his house.
I have to find that tweet.
Yeah, I've
Like,
seen
how
that.
do you even get maggots in your toothpaste?
It's amazing. Because you live in Malaysia, but you think you live in the U.S. He literally was like a self-hating white supremacist. He thought he was worse because he was Asian.
I just found it.
Oh, and that's the funny thing. Before he did the fucking SJW bit, yeah, he was an open Nazi posting on like Stormfront and shit, being like, I don't feel like I'll ever be a true master race because I'm Asian and I hate myself.
It's insane.
Dude, this guy, oh my god.
He's so cocked.
He tweeted multiple times in 2016 about ants coming out of his keyboard.
Yes! Yes!
I love that. Love when that happens. When there's ants coming out of my keyboard.
My bacon sprinkles were filled with ants once, and I had no idea until I milled a bunch of it into the soup I was having.
No! Oh my god, in
way.
this tweet, you have never seen horror until you see ants streaming outside out of your keyboard.
Not be real.
Dude, I fucking love this guy.
This sounds like something from the Feel.com film we watched last week.
Yeah.
Yup, I had ants in my house. Let's see. Yep, I had ants in my house after the AC started spitting them out. What? The AC was spitting ants out? After it got rained and the piping got damaged. Thank you for pointing that out. I live in the tropics. Amazing how racist this account is for mocking me for something I had no control over. Yeah, dude, you have no control over whether or not you have ants in your house.
It's just what happens in the tropics.
Okay, I love that they obscured my face to hide the fact of my ethnicity while accusing me of being racist. And
who would accuse you of being?
That's just in. Minorities can be racist.
Oh my god, and he has so many tweets about ants. This is crazy. You know, I actually laid down in the bed earlier with the ants. The lights were off. My feet are covered in bites. This was 2012.
Oh
Holy
my
fuck,
God.
that shit is disgusting. My bed is full of dead and half-dead ants. And then he was like, well, the only reason there was ants in there is because my AC was busted, and I live in the tropics, so you're being racist. I don't know how that's racist.
Okay, so
But it's not like it was a one-time thing. He's tweeted about having ants all over his fucking house for years. Like,
Just
he
try a
tweeted that
trap.
shit in
Oh my
2012, and he tweeted about ants in his keyboard in 2016. 4 years later, still full of ants.
just buy some fucking traps. I had an ant problem in this apartment. I bought some traps. and now
Shinlin, the
they're
Japanese are clearly
You know what
superior.
they
Well, I'm
say,
not going to make a
Indonesians like to
value
build,
judgment on that,
and
man. I'm not
Malaysians
going
like
to
to
say.
live in
I would
ants.
just say the Japanese have great animation. I will say
no,
that.
He's doing the Brett Stevens bedbug thing, but for ants.
Yeah, how dare you? If you want to say I'm an Antman, come to my house and say that to my face in front of my wife.
Sir, how dare you?
Sir?
Insult my people like this. He has like a Google Books, like a 1609 English
Matter of fact-
newspaper.
fuck my wife while you tell me that.
Yes, right?
Please come over. have
Oh
a
my
wonderful
God.
dinner, and lay pipe down on my wife.
If you don't have the
On my bed
courage...
full of ants.
Listen, if you don't have the courage to come to my house and lay pipe in my wife, in my bed full of half-dead ants, then don't talk to me, Buster. If you can't have ant bites on your balls, you're not a real man.
That's
Alright.
probably something he tweeted.
Probably.
Well, every time he has sex in that bed, it's an orgy, technically.
Oh God.
Oh!
Jesus.
Oh, God.
Not that he's having sex, but.
Oh, dude. Fuck
Yeah,
yes.
that's not happening.
Dude, fuck yes. Are you guys ready for more Tucker?
No, I'm not.
Listen to this. They're gonna force you to drink Starbucks.
Let's go. I love Starbucks.
Oh wait, Ian Miles had another tweet today that was like mandatory pronouns. That was just so sweet.
Okay, so he said they want to make you drink Starbucks every day from now until forever. And I admit that is pretty horrifying. I fucking hate Starbucks. Their coffee sucks.
In America, it is well known that we do not use pronouns.
That's
At
right.
all.
No pronouns.
It's
Yeah.
It's very confusing. But listen, we have a traditional language, and we don't use made-up words like pronouns. We only use the natural words that appear on the inside of fruits or in the pattern of bird flight paths. Right?
Like,
Cuck, yeah, cuck is a natural word. Actually, that's interesting. You know, the first time cuck was discovered, it was discovered in El Salvador
in your
in
mom
a school of migrating fish. They spelled out cuck, and that's one of those natural words. Unlike, you know, fake words like cis or trans, or he or
Yeah,
she.
those aren't real words.
Those aren't. Cis was actually invented by a mad
It
trans
was
scientist.
invented by the people in Star Wars.
It was invented by the people in Star Wars because they needed, they were trying to convince Kylo Ren to take estrogen.
I find it funny how people get so like these like Nazis get so mad when you say the word cis.
I know,
Even though
it's
cis
so
being
funny.
Even though cis being Latin and don't they fetishize the fucking Romans?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
they do.
like,
They do.
The Latins
Greece
called
especially.
Northern Italy Cisalpine Gaul, and then Southern France Transalpine Gaul.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
it just
the other
means
thing, like,
before or after. That's all it means.
yeah, before or after, or like, or
here,
mirrored.
this part and that.
Yeah,
part.
like mirrored. So that's why like cis and trans is used in biology and in chemistry, like when you're talking about isomers, right? Like
Yeah.
it's like a cis or trans isomer depending on its orientation. Trans just means opposite. But they're like, ever since it started being using to like apply to genders, they're like, this is a
Which has
made up
been
word,
for
man!
centuries.
I fucking hate it! So
Also, the fucking Greeks and Romans were filled with pedophiles, and
No.
so is Nazis. So it makes sense.
no, dude, that's slander. The Greeks were not gay. Neither were the Romans. They were 100% straight. Dude, in Sparta, if you walked into a bathhouse, you would not see men sucking and fucking because they were too straight for that.
Yeah,
Hold on.
they
I'm just gonna
had-
Google Sparta gay to prove you right. I mean,
You're
wrong.
right. They had sex with their 14-year-old training buddies.
Boys. Okay.
You see, when your society is busy destroying every major society that is within a 400-mile radius of your kingdom. You do not have time for sucking and fucking.
Yeah.
No, hold on.
Okay, so I take that back, guys. I just Googled and Wikipedia article homosexuality in the militaries of Greek is saying that they love to suck and fuck. So that's my mistake. And yeah.
I'm pretty sure that article is just them talking about how the Greeks did not suck and fuck and lay.
Yeah, I'm sure they're just saying how they didn't do it.
They didn't do it. They weren't.
All those
they
like
didn't...
pots with the pictures on them, those are just fake.
Okay.
And how all of it was
Oh yeah, dude, the fucking homoerotic Greek pots.
Yeah.
And how all of it
fake
was
news.
100% consensual and wasn't rape while handles.
Okay,
Just
Shinlin
if I
09,
Google this,
the
dude.
Japanese are clearly the superior Asians. That's not true. Did you not hear the riff about the where the fuck does Ian Miles Chog live? My stupid
Malaysia.
Oh, you finally replied to that. I just said, I
was
was just like, listen, they have the best animation. Can we bring back the Holy Roman Empire, Shinlin? Can we petition to bring back the Holy Roman Empire? Shinlin says, I say no, and I'll tell you why. Because they weren't really Roman, man. They were just. But hey, Charlemagne was pretty cool.
Roman, nor an empire.
Yeah, barely an empire. But I will say Charlemagne was pretty cool because from what I remember, he was like known for knocking people's heads off with his giant hammer because he was just swole.
Wicked.
Yeah, that's pretty pog.
Actually, that is a very good transition into our next right-wing grifter.